Hi again. Welcome to the world of Dorian mode. So this is a very, very useful mode. It's a minor key mode. So this is very closely related to your natural minor, except that you'll sometimes get different chord sequences. And this mode is what I would use, putting it very, very simply. If my root chord is a minor chord, so we love the key of A, so we're in A minor. So if we've got an A minor going to a D major or a D7 chord, right, so it's got that major third in the 4 chord, that's a telltale sign that Dorian mode is going to be the one for you if you want to do some modal stuff. So this is the kind of thing that you'd hear in Latin rock. So I had this little chord progression going here, which it's kind of Santana-ish. It's going. All right, so you can imagine, you know, some kind of Carlos Santana song. Think of things like, you got to change your evil way, baby, before I start loving. That kind of thing, right? It's exactly the same chord, it's just A minor to D7. When I play with the Soul Diggers, a good case in point would be a song called Adam and Eve. That's in E minor, but here we go. The root chord is a minor chord, and it goes to the A7, so that's the 4 chord directly underneath, and it's got the major third in it. It's a major chord, and the groove on that goes. So it's E minor. So when I'm soloing over that song, there's a big improvised section at the end. So I play in Dorian mode when I want to get the melodic kind of sound. So it's very, very useful. All right, so how do we figure it out? How do we find Dorian mode? Now remember, as we're doing these, what we're looking for is the easiest way to discover this mode. How do we switch to it from our minor pentatonic, which we love? We love our minor pentatonic because we're all blues hounds. So we want to easily switch to these modes. So to create Dorian mode, the way that I think of it is that it's essentially the same as my natural minor, except for one note. We're only changing one note. Let's just review that natural minor. This is the reason why we love doing it in the key of A. When we do our natural minor, so we're modifying our minor pentatonic by adding some notes, all we need to do is remember the alphabet. All right? We just need the first 8 letters of the alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So long as you can find those notes, you've got a natural minor. You can do that right across the fretboard. That's Aeolian mode. And I'm sorry, it drives us nuts, but a lot of these scales have got 2 or more names. All right, so natural minor is Aeolian mode. And it's all the natural notes, just no sharps, no flats. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Dorian mode, for reasons we won't go into, it only has one different note to the natural minor. It's got a major 6. So when you get to the 6th note, it's up 1 fret, and that makes it a major 6. So that's going to be like this: A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. Okay, that's the only different note. We go to F sharp rather than F. So another way you could play it is A, B, C, D, E. You can stretch up to there if you want. There's an F sharp. I like to do it like this because for me, I feel like I'm still based around that minor pentatonic. And I'm a blues guy, I'm a blues hound, so that's where I'm comfortable. So I feel like that sort of shape is just modifying that pentatonic shape to give me some more melodic notes that I can throw in there. So let's do the whole thing. So the complete Dorian mode in this position from that 5th fret down on the low string, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. And then we keep going. A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, and there were A there. Sorry for that little slip up there. And there's B, and there's C. Another thing that I find identifies this shape is if you look at your top 2 strings, I use this as sort of a trigger point, if you like, or a bit of a visual, because I spend a lot of my time when I'm improvising, because we're lead guitar players, we're up on those top strings a lot. So I use this as to help me. When I've got those sort of chord progressions, what I'm looking for is what is going on with the 4 chord, what's going on with the 5 chord, because those can give you a good idea of what mode will suit. So when I've got that minor root chord to a major 4 chord, see this here, see that in the 4 chord, there's my D, and there on the B string. That's the major 3rd of that D chord. That's what's making the D major different to the D minor. Even those 2 chords, they only have one different note. A minor chord and a major chord only have one different note, and that's it's whether it's a major 3rd or a minor 3rd. The major 3rd is up 1 fret from the minor 3rd. Minor 3rd is flat 1 fret. We get into that 2 name thing, so we can say flattened 3rd, that means minor 3rd, or raised 3rd, from when you're going from the minor back to a major. It's convoluted. I promised I'd keep this simple, so all we need to know is those only have one note different. There's your major, there's your minor. So I look at that B string and I see that it's got the major 3rd. It changes the shape of how my fingers need to go. So you need to include that note that correlates with the chord in order to sound in tune with that chord as you're improvising against it. Right? So that tells me I need to, I know I'm in a minor key, I need to raise that minor 3rd. That's what I would be used to playing. Right there, that F, I'd be used to playing that if I was playing a natural minor, and we'd covered the natural minor, so if you've been working with that, you'll know that shape. So to create Dorian, that's the note you need to change, and it's the only note you need to change from your natural minor, is that F needs to go up to an F sharp. Because we want to play this in different keys, a better way to think about that is that your 6th note in that scale, in that minor scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, needs to go up 1 fret. And you can do it there, or you can do it there. When we get up the top there, that's the 6th note as well that we were talking about. 1, because when you get to A, your octave, we're starting again. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that would be my minor 6th. That's my major 6th. Minor 6, major 6. All right, so let's get into what it sounds like. So I play that little chord progression here. So I recorded this before. D7. So A minor, D7. So talking about chords that sound good together. Right. So as always, the blues works. I can just play my minor pentatonic. So your blues always works. That minor pentatonic will work over anything. But what we want to do with this Dorian mode is we want to get the more melodic kind of sounds. Hear that? So here, sometimes, like with that, all I did was go up and down the scale. I just went, so I wasn't doing anything kind of flashy with the licks. I just went up the scale, then I went back down the scale. If you pick the correct mode for the chords that you're playing, you can't play a wrong note, and that's the whole point of learning them. So that's Dorian mode. Learn it in A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. Do that again. A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. On that top string you'll have A, B, C. You just keep going like that. Those are the notes. You can find those notes all over the fretboard. You've got Dorian mode wherever you like. But memorize that as a shape, and then you can move that shape to whichever key you want. So we started with A, but we can go A sharp, B, play the same shape. And we're playing Dorian in B. From B to C sharp to D. We can go from D, same shape. Memorize the shape, and you can play the shape wherever you want, wherever you need it. Let's finish off with a little groove in, let's just go a random spot. We'll go to G, all right? So from G, there's our so from A, there's our A shape. Get this together in a minute. And we'll just go down 2 frets, and then you're at G. So if we've got a little groove in G. Oh, let's do that. We'll do that. G minor, C7, D minor, back to a C7. Those chords sound good together, even on a slightly out of tune guitar. There we go, just making things up. I'll play Dorian mode around that, it'll sound good. I'll sign off. Thanks. Have fun with that. See you later.